Hello and welcome to Go Play, the series where I recommend games that you may not have heard of or haven't, have been out for a long time, or just go play them. And we're going to start this series off with Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain is fantastic. First off, I'm going to say that it's fantastic. It's a roguelite. So fans of that genre of stuff like Nuclear Throne, Binding of Isaac, that sort of stuff, you're gonna love this. And chances are you may already have this. If you don't, go play this because it's fantastic. Originally released in 2013, there is a video out there by Total Biscuit that actually talks about Risk of Rain and talks about how bloody damn hard it is. And he's not wrong. It really is quite hard. But the reason I'm really telling you to go play this is because over the past 2 years, and indeed there are even updates going on now, if you go on the Risk of Rain website, there's actually stuff going on, blog posts saying to go play this, and not just go play, it's also about patch notes. So anyway, things they've updated. The game is class based sort of thing, with abilities that are similar in terms to a MOBA in a way. That you have your basic attacks, 2 abilities and an ultimate ability. They're not on so long cooldowns, so they're on very short cooldowns. It's very action orientated. Now, you have several different classes and they're all very much fairly unique in their styles. So the first one you start off with at the very start of the game is the Commando. He's sort of your average sort of guy, the guy who's got medium armor, medium health and the sword rifle, that sort of guy. But he's still very good, very strong, and he should be. He's the first guy you play with, so he should give you a good sort of feeling about the game. And so you have all of these abilities, which you can see over here. But as you go through doing various things, you actually unlock more. So you get things like the Enforcer, has a massive shield, the Bandit, the Huntress, Handy, which is a janitor robot, Engineer, Miner, Sniper, Acrid. That is Mercenary. Haven't unlocked him yet. Need to complete the game. A certain amount of time to unlock that. There's more on the wiki. The Loader and the Chef. The most interesting thing about this is that when the game was originally released, Loader and Chef weren't in the game. They just had all these things, and there's a good fair amount. But it's the very fact that they've added these shows that the Hopo games actually really care about it, and that's fantastic. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with playing as the Commando. It's the simplest one. I don't really want to give away too many spoilers because people should really be playing it and finding out for themselves. Before I start as well, the difficulty levels. Now, you're likely going to want to start on Drizzle, and this isn't saying, you're so shit, you can't do it. No, this game is hard. Really quite fucking hard. So you really want to get going with it. But once you're through, you start unlocking stuff in the Rainstorm, which is your normal difficulty. If you're a fucking masochist, you can play Monsoon. I'm not a masochist, I'm not going to play Monsoon. As well as this, you can set artifacts. These are unlocked in the game by finding them, and there are several. These were also added in the similar update to the Chef and Loader update. But more about those later. Let's get straight into it. Right, so the levels themselves are tile based, and as you can see, I'm quite small. There is a reason for that. We'll find out in a minute, or a few. But as you're going along, you use your abilities, and each time you kill an enemy, you gain gold and experience. So you think, so level up. So by leveling up, I gain more health, blah blah blah, and so on. As you can see in the top right hand corner, there is a timer with the difficulty in a set of bars. And this is going to do what you expect it to. Basically, as time increases, the game gets harder. So your instant feeling to just farm on the first level and just get XP until it becomes to the point where you don't really need to get XP anymore, No, that will get you killed because the enemies will get harder and you won't get stronger. The main way to get stronger, and if I just kill this guy here, is to find items, as well as leveling up, but items will be the main way you do it. Now if I open this crate here, it costs me 50. So this gives me an item harvester size. Critical hits heal you. Every time I hit a critical, I will get healed for a small amount. So, anyway, so as you go along, you start killing things and all that, and your aim in each level is to find the teleporter, which is this thing. Once you activate it, it should, with the right thing, the Wandering Vagrant. Yeah, this is a good one. Not as good as the Colossus, but still pretty good. This is going to show you why you need to be quite small on the screen and why it's so zoomed out, and that's because you get a lot of enemies and a lot of big enemies. Now this guy is going to follow you around. He's like a giant jellyfish thing, and he shoots out these balls, and they go to the location designated by the small dots which follow me around. And basically you have to survive for 90 seconds, at which point you then have to kill all the enemies at the end, as well as the boss. See, there's no way you can just run away and just, you know, wait for the timer to end, because that just won't work. You know, there are certain ways in which you could run to another part of the map, and, you know, just wait it out, so keep away from some enemies, which is certainly a good thing. But there's an achievement and an unlock for killing everything before 90 seconds is up. Of course, once you've done that, you know, you may run away quite a lot, and I'm going to here because I honestly haven't played this in a while. I'm intrigued with new updates. There are going to be new updates, and oh god, I might die here. Run! Ladders are going to be your friend. You can't take damage while on ladders. Apart from jellyfish, which is the worst. And I'm dead! Dead on the first level. Yeah, that's not so good for my gaming prowess. Jellyfish can hurt you no matter where you are. Right. So, at the end of the game, and that was a really bad showing, you get sort of your stats screen, show how much you got, blah blah blah, anything you unlock. I didn't unlock anything there. If you want to know what something does when you unlock it, I'll show you how. You go back to your item log. You have unlocked a fair amount of stuff. There's some few harder stuff that I haven't unlocked yet. But sort of you go over each of these, and I'm not going to show you all of them because some of these have some nice bit of lore, but I'll show you a couple. So you pick up, click on it, and you get shipping details, because the story of this game is that actually you are a pilot essentially on a cruise ship, like cruising through space. That was a cargo ship, and the idea is that all of these items you're finding on the planet are all just different items that you found about the place, and so that's really cool. So they all have different like backstories. So this is the Will of the Wisp. So it tells you what it does. 33% chance of killing an enemy creates a lava pillar for 500% damage. Now you'll know exactly when it does because it pops up and it explodes, and it can pop up other things. And actually tells you where it's going to be sent to. So Hidden Covey, Mount Curation, Venus. So it's got some nice extra little things. So found the little thing on my last hike up. Tiny guy, must be a baby. He, she, doesn't seem to eat anything at all. So I'm hoping you guys can help the fella out. I don't think he can get out of the jar. It hasn't made any attempt to. So that's sort of, you fight these guys in the game as well. So it kind of has a nice bit of backstory. Civil confinement was quite interesting. So yeah, Mysterious Vial, sent to Sheridan S, United States Earth. So it's, so yeah, you can start to see bits of backstory about this world, about the things that you're picking up, and it's really quite cool. This one's interesting. Contains sound from bears, leeches, tigers, elephants, elephant sharks, bull sharks, ants and anteaters. Simply hook up to a dialysis machine along with necessary equipment, swap out your blood for genetically superior ones. So it's got a bit of humour in there. in what it's doing, but it also has a sort of, this in a sci-fi way makes sense. It's a believable world. So, as well as the items, you also have a monster log. Sorry, that's an item log again. A monster log. Now this tells you all about things you might be fighting. So for example, that boss I was fighting then actually has a bit of backstory about it. It tells you its health. Something you can see at the top of the screen when you fight it. So, and it's almost as though you as a person on the planet are actually taking notes about the things you find about around you. Saying, day 3, while looking through some wreckage of the old ship, I felt a hot sensation on my skin, a brilliant white flash. Over the horizon, maybe 5 miles north, I saw it looming over the forest tops. It must be the size of a house, this thing. A massive variant of the jellyfish seen earlier, this behemoth hovers in the air searching for something. The gas used to propel this beast bent to the trees below it flat. When it spotted its prey, it sent out 6 bioluminescent orbs, all crashing towards the ground and incinerating the target. This vagrant, as I've come to call it, seems to wander amidst the skies, followed by many jellyfish. On the occasion the clouds part, I swear I sometimes see hundreds of vagrants. What are they looking for? And this is the sort of stuff I really enjoy. So the backstory in, not just in roguelikes, I like backstory like this because you don't have to weave some sort of story that can be broken by randomization or the idea of permadeath. It's, you know, it's within other settings, so it's in items, it's in logs. As to how you gain these logs, because obviously there's gaps here, you gain them by simply killing the monsters, and each one has a chance to drop them. Quite like these guys. These have a gameplay aspect to them. The tiny imp. I seem to have found the one creature on this planet that doesn't want to kill me. These small leathery creatures that spawn from vases are sometimes spotted in the ruins. Seem to stay in packs and frequently carry useful treasure. So, you know, it's really, really cool. Anyway, back to the gameplay, and we're going to play something that I really quite enjoy, and also talk about artifacts. Artifacts are added in. What they do is change the way the game plays. So items are no longer random. This allows you to select items from a set. And what I will say, this makes it a lot easier to play. So you can go, I really need this. Boom, I can pick it. What I can do, I can play Spite and Spirit. Now these aren't all of them. You can see I'm going over here. So yeah. And I haven't opted all of them. You must find them within the level to actually do it, and the wiki is a great help here. And I'm going to play as the chef, as one of the newer characters, and see how interesting that is. Because as a chef, all of his abilities are chef based, so he throws out cleavers that boomerang back to him, which is quite cool. And then also he can incinerate. And he can glaze people. Now, that was the glaze. I'll show you exactly what it does. So you glaze someone and they're covered in oil. Now, what happens if you ignite oil? They'll be knocked back, and of course I did far too late then. Right, so knock oil and does massive damage, and he then got launched into a bounce pad. Now, the chef is quite unique in that his ultimate ability is actually an enhancement ability for his... And those bombs there are from the artifact Spite, which enemies explode from death. So his ultimate ability, which if I hover over it here, prepare a master meal, boosting the next ability to cast. If I do that, and then do that, so 9 cleavers. Now, I've not found a massive use for this, I'll be honest. It's not the most useful one. It's more useful when you combine it with the glaze and ignite ability. So if I glaze someone, use my ultimate, and then use that, it fires out a much harder hitting flame. So it's sort of he's a combo character. He's really quite fun to play. And he's a robotic chef firing cleavers. So it's got nice, really nice art style to it. And do just see if I can find the gate, and we'll have another go at getting past this first level. Aha, here it is. And also, this is the imps. The tiny imps I was talking about before. These are them. I'm not going to do it here because they'll likely run away from me. And if you don't kill them all, that's a waste. So I'm just going to activate that. And it's a Wandering Vagrant again. It's kind of a shame because I was really hoping to show you another boss, but yeah, that's okay. So there are those bioluminescent orbs. I'm just trying to wreck my day. Blaze him, and boom! So, big damage. The Vagrant can't be knocked back. In fact, most of the bosses can't be knocked back. But they can be significantly hurt. Jellyfish, don't like jellyfishes. They're the worst. Not in real life, I quite like jellyfishes. They're quite cute. In this game, however, no. Also, that Will-o'-the-Wisp there, going crazy, that's because of Spirit, which is another artifact which means when you're at lower health, you move faster. This acts for everything in the game, including yourself. What you can find is that you can actually run away from enemies if you're at really low health. So it can be useful, but again, also it works for everyone. So if something's at low health, you're not going to be able to run away from it. So you can see I'm slightly fast now, so I'm at low health. I'll show you. I'll just get hit a couple of times. Get hit too many times, I can die. Right, there you go. I'm really fast. Looks like we will kill this boss here as well. Kill the rest of the well, right. Low health, that's my fault entirely. Now, bosses will drop generally quite a good item. Very badly. It's alright, he has 7 health. No, blimey, I hope they don't kill me. They can't hurt me. That's actually really useful now, I didn't know that. Alright, so as you can see, gotta now kill everything, and I got my first item. Use items have a chance to have double effect. I don't have a use item, so that's kind of useless to me. But hey ho, I will get a use item at some point, and that'll be really useful. Just glaze them with knight, and there goes the snipe bomb, which do hurt me actually. That's interesting. And as you can see, these guys are on low health as well, so they're actually running quite fast. For some guys, it's really quite irritating. Go kill this guy. Massive damage there. There are chests down here. Everything is based on chests, so you want to find your items in the chest as quickly as possible. Which is sometimes where the spirit will be. 56 leaf clover. Elite mobs have a chance to drop items. That's great as long as I can kill the elite mobs. Come up as so I've killed everything in the level, but I've got quite a bit of cash. So here it's a toss up between, do I have the time to go find items compared to, do I just need to get out of this level as quickly as possible? Heal after kills, so that's quite a useful one. So as you can see there, there's an artifact. So to get to that, I actually have to go a specific way. Grab that crowbar. I also might need specific items. So for this one, you actually need to go up here. Of course, I can't get up there, my jump height isn't high enough. Now, there are items in the game which actually increase your jump height or even give you double jumps. Triple jumps, quadruple jumps, how many times you get that item. So that's interesting mechanics in that it actually allows you to express yourself quite a lot. Getting peril active drones. Also, it may have a double effect, it's still not useful, I don't have any drones. If I find one, I'll pick it up because they're quite interesting. There we go, increased jump height and reduced gravity, so I can actually hold that and it'll pretty much negate full damage for me. Not completely, but a little bit. example, there's a use item. I think that's called food. Yes. If I just switch that. Yep. Try and pronounce that. THQWIB. Yeah. And there's a drone, so I'm going to grab that as well. So this is a little guy that will follow me around, and he will shoot at things. And now there are different ones. There's heal drones, there's normal attack drones, there are laser drones, there are flame drones, there are missile drones. Quite a few. I'm sure, given them enough time and enough support, the creators will add more. Certainly. So anyway, you now have to get to the teleporter, which is on the other side of the map. So as you can see, this is sort of a time management. So do you try and roam the map and get enough money and collect the crates on the way, or do you just hope that you have enough time after killing the boss and enough money as well? Because obviously here enemies don't spawn anymore. You have to make sure you have enough money once you've killed everything, and certainly I didn't in this level, but it's okay. So here I've actually spent another 2-3 minutes just trying to find crates and items. Now it's helped me out, but is that going to be my downfall later on when it becomes more difficult? Right, so we're into the next area, which is basically similar to Binding of Isaac 3, but you essentially have a choice of 2 different type of tile sets. And you know, this one's damp caverns, which is all mushroomy based, and each one has separate levels and generally separate bosses, I believe. Right, just hold jump there to get through, and we'll carry on. There's a crate there. Also, when you end the level, you lose all of the money you had, but it goes as experience. So if you've got everything and you've still got a lot of money, you still get a reward for the money you've got. Generally that means you spent far too long on the level, but you know, that's up to you. Right. So we'll find this, and I'll keep playing until I die, and we're there, I believe. Let's hope it doesn't last too long, because otherwise this will be a really long video. Let's glaze my way out a bit faster. Right, these guys are big imps, they teleport. Quite irritating. It's okay. Long range glazing ignited. There are some items which, you know, some characters you want and some characters you don't. So on this one you actually want one that gives you some knockback, because that actually allows you to use your cleaver to knock people back. In fact, I'll show you what the weird ones do as well. So use them, and they spawn these little imps, and they'll explode on contact with things. Quite cool. Also, the coloured enemies you're seeing now are the elite enemies. They're various different types. For example, the blue ones there actually is static electricity, so they will actually hurt you just by being close to them. There are some that are explosive, so lots and lots of nice enemy damage. Now, one thing you want to see from roguelikes is if you're going through the same sort of areas again and again and again, you want to see challenge and variation. One of them is learning what's good and what's not. Not much to get back. This shrine here is interesting, and these shrines actually deactivate when you start the gate, because otherwise you'd be able to break it. But these require health, not money. I didn't get anything, and I got the lantern. Yeah, let's use it because I'm trying to show off some of the things. I wouldn't normally, because I like whips better, but I'm trying to show you guys this. Let's carry on. Run my way along a lot faster because, you know, I lost a lot of health. I'm trying to work out where I'm sure this is where I started. Must be in that small bit I didn't check. So round we go. Yeah, holding jump on a jump pad will actually increase your jump height very, very slightly. For this, it's a case of I've got my rusty jetpack, so it'll actually reduce gravity. see if I get some from it. I'll place this. The fear lantern. Anyone who comes near it gets feared. Those are terrifying once they start getting really fast. This one's interesting. Dynamite plunger. Hitting enemies drops dynamite used to detonate. I would. It's on cooldown right now, but I'll show you what that means. So we must. One thing I will say is that, yeah, there it is, right there. Is that sometimes levels can be quite large and it becomes quite laborious to wander around them, especially when you're just finding stuff. But I suppose there's part of the learning process. Magma worm. This bloody. Now, the chef actually breaks this guy quite a lot because he does quite a lot of damage to all of his segments. So that's great. And so, as you generally want to do, you want to try and like run away from it. They will hurt a lot, and I might die here. So as you can see, I've got the spirit, so I'm actually and I'm dead. Anyway, as I walk towards the light, apparently, I will leave you here and just say that really, go play this. It's fantastic. You can pick it up on Steam. It's generally on a ton of sales and it's really cheap anyway. I'd thoroughly recommend it. I've certainly got my worth out of it. And if you're a fan of roguelikes, permadeath, and lots of progression, RPG-esque elements, and a fantastic soundtrack,